Welcome to Movie Reviews YT. If you're a fan of mind-bending thrillers with dark post-apocalyptic twists, then you're in for a real treat today. We're talking about Azrael, 2024, a film that pushes the boundaries of horror, mystery, and suspense. Set in a world where only a few humans remain after a cataclysmic event, Azrael explores the fallout of a chilling religious cult, strange creatures, and a young woman named Azrael who's caught in the middle of it all. The movie doesn't just give you an apocalyptic setting, it plunges you into a chilling reality where survival is a constant battle against unseen forces, from the eerie, cult-driven rituals to the terrifying creatures lurking in the shadows. This film offers a new level of horror you've never seen before. With powerful performances, a gripping storyline, and jaw-dropping moments, Azrael is a roller coaster that will keep you questioning what's real and what's not. In this review, we're going to break down everything: the plot, the characters, the shocking twists, and the chilling atmosphere that make Azrael one of the most talked about films of the year. So, buckle up, hit that subscribe button, and let's dive into this unforgettable journey through the world of Azrael. In the beginning of Azrael, we are introduced to a girl in the middle of a jungle with a cross mark on her neck. Her name is Azrael, and she is in the jungle with her boyfriend, who is lighting a fire. But then Azrael extinguishes the fire. They are actually running away from a cult. They were once part of that cult, but have now left it behind. In fact, very few humans remain on Earth. According to Christianity, there was an event called the Rapture, where God was supposed to call all worthy people to the heavens, leaving the unworthy ones to remain on Earth. This rapture event had occurred years ago, and now the people remaining on Earth don't communicate with anyone because it is believed that talking is a sin. As a result, humans have had their vocal cords removed. The cross mark on Azrael's neck is a scar from the surgery where her vocal cords were taken out. Now Azrael has left the cult and run away with her boyfriend. Even though she extinguished the fire in the jungle, she is very scared, worried that cult members might find them. However, her boyfriend reassures her, saying, "Don't worry, we are completely safe here." Azrael wears a bracelet that she made for him, and then they hear a whistling sound. They both get scared upon hearing it, as the cult members communicate this way. They realize that the cult has found them, but before they can escape, the cult members catch them and separate them into different cars. After a while, the cars split into different paths. Azrael is taken to a special place, where the cult leader and members are waiting for her. She is strapped to a chair, and the cult members want to kill her. The leader marks her leg with a cut, causing blood to pour out. The other members ascend to a higher point, taking deep breaths as part of a ritual. They get lost in the ritual, but one boy who is attending such an event for the first time watches Azrael closely. Meanwhile, we also see some creatures, and Azrael is strapped to the chair for these creatures to drink her blood. Azrael starts to escape and somehow frees one of her hands. The leader and his two companions don't notice because they are lost in performing the ritual. However, their fourth companion, who is watching Azrael, comes to stop her. Taking advantage of the moment, Azrael uses a piece of wood to strike him on the neck, injuring him. The creature, attracted by the blood, attacks him. Azrael manages to free herself and escape just before the leader and his companions come to their senses. When they realize what happened, they find that instead of Azrael, the creature has killed their companion. However, they can't do anything because everyone fears these creatures. Azrael, on the other hand, reaches a river while running. She drinks some water to clean off the blood. Then she applies some leaves to her wound and ties it with cloth to mask the scent of her blood so the creature can't track her. But soon a creature shows up. To escape, Azrael runs into a house and hides quietly in a room. The creature enters the room, but because it no longer smells the blood, it leaves. These creatures have a heightened sense of smell but cannot see, which is how Azrael's life is saved. After this, Azrael reaches a road where she sees tire tracks. Now she is determined to save her boyfriend. Following the tire tracks, she reaches the camp where he was taken. She had also escaped from the same camp. The camp is surrounded by fences, but she knows the way inside. Once inside, she finds the bracelet she had given to her boyfriend. She realizes something bad has happened to him. Just then, the leader arrives with her two companions. To avoid them, Azrael hides behind a tent. The leader comes near and enters the tent, where her sick, elderly mother is. After that, the leader enters a church where many people are gathered, including a lady named Miriam, who is pregnant. She is the head of these people. Miriam is able to hear, and she believes that the winds convey the will of God. The walls of the church have many holes, and through these holes the winds blow in. Miriam senses the winds and interprets them. Miriam tells everyone what God's will is, and everyone believes her words. Miriam was supposed to be killed, but the leader says that she managed to escape, which makes Miriam angry. She slaps the leader hard, but just then, Azrael, who is below the church, makes a sound, causing the leader to realize that someone is down there. She goes down and tries to catch Azrael, but Azrael manages to escape. However, the leader rings a bell and warns everyone that there is an intruder. Now everyone wants to catch Azrael. Azrael successfully manages to get out from under the barbed wires, but while escaping, her hand gets injured. She keeps running all day and eventually night falls. Her hand starts bleeding, and now the creatures are following her because they have picked up the scent of her blood. While running, she reaches the road where a truck suddenly comes. A man gets out of the truck and asks her if she's okay. Azrael doesn't respond because she cannot speak, nor does she understand his language. Azrael quickly climbs into his truck. The man is also a survivor, and both of them drive away from there. After a while, the man gives Azrael a cloth to tie around her hand to stop the bleeding. Azrael ties it up, but the man keeps asking her questions. Azrael doesn't understand his language and responds with gestures. The man realizes this, so he plays some music in his truck. Both of them enjoy the music when suddenly they hear gunshots. One of the bullets hits the driver, killing him, and the truck loses balance. The man who fired the shot is thrown from the truck and crashes into a wall ahead. This man is a member of the cult, and he had followed Azrael to capture her. Azrael exits the truck and sees that the man is still alive, although his leg is broken. Before he can attack Azrael, she fights back and uses his gun to kill him. Azrael takes the gun and moves ahead. She sees a fire burning in the distance, and to her joy, she finds her boyfriend sitting near the fire. She gets excited, but as she tries to approach him, she falls into a trap. She is caught and ends up hanging upside down from a tree by ropes. The cult members had set this trap to catch her, and now she is struggling to escape. Azrael struggles to free herself, causing her hand to bleed. The scent of her blood attracts the creatures, who kill the cult member who had set the trap for her. However, the creatures cannot see her because she climbs up the tree. Azrael sees that her boyfriend is still below, but before she can go down, a creature takes her away. The creature, still drawn to her blood's scent, starts climbing the tree after her. Azrael, however, cleverly ties a rope around the creature's neck and kills it. Azrael is deeply saddened by the fact that her boyfriend has died, and she knows that Miriam is behind all of this. With nothing left to lose, she returns to the camp. There, she blows a whistle to distract the guards and sneaks into the church, where she finds Miriam. Azrael has the opportunity to kill her, but she cannot bring herself to do it. However, Miriam attacks Azrael, knocking her unconscious. Before losing consciousness, Azrael scratches Miriam's stomach. Miriam, now determined to kill Azrael, orders that she be taken to a cemetery where her face is covered with blood and she is locked inside a coffin. The coffin is connected to a tunnel, and Azrael, in a desperate attempt to escape, enters the tunnel. Inside, she finds many bones, and a creature there notices her. The creature starts pursuing her due to the scent of blood on her face. Azrael manages to return to the coffin, and the creature follows. However, the creature, attracted by the scent of Miriam's blood on Azrael, leaves without attacking her. This means that the creatures don't attack Miriam. After escaping the coffin, Azrael sets the camp on fire. With a gun in her hand, she shoots anyone who comes her way. She then returns to the church where Miriam attacks her again. Miriam tries to defend herself, biting Azrael's neck. But before she can do any more damage, Azrael overpowers her. The two engage in a fierce battle. Miriam starts to feel the pain as she goes into labor, about to give birth at any moment. During the fight, Azrael triumphs, killing Miriam. But even in her death, the leader smiles as the baby is born. Miriam gives birth to the child, but after seeing the child's face, she ends her life. Outside, chaos continues. All the creatures that had never entered the church while Miriam was alive begin to enter now. Azrael picks up the baby in her arms and is shocked to see that the baby's face resembles that of a goat. This child is the Antichrist, meaning he is against Jesus in his teachings. All the creatures now bow before Azrael because the child in her arms is the embodiment of Satan. A smile appears on Azrael's face as she realizes she holds great power. And with that, the story of the film comes to an end. Well, that's all for today's review of Azrael 2024. It's a dark, twisted journey into the apocalypse, where survival and the supernatural collide in the most unexpected ways. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more deep dives into films that bend your brain. New videos drop every week, and trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. This is MovieReviewsYT, where movies get real. What did you think of the shocking twist and that chilling ending? Until next time, keep watching, keep exploring, and stay tuned for more. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you in the next one.